Hello everyone, should be live now. Sorry, I'm a bit delayed trying to figure out best volume level for the game audio. So I'm finding it pretty bizarre to have it so loud. Also, the PlayStation menu is broken. Okay, there we go. It's also hard to find the actual... Of course it's not under sounds and devices. Okay, there we go. Okay, now let's get started. I am restarting. So I kind of explained this briefly on social media, but picking up this stream... Oh, I wish it told me the last time I played. This is a save file. Hold on, I'm going to turn off the little banner at the bottom. As you can probably pretty easily tell, still figuring out all this stuff. I think the video is going to go blank for a little bit while I'm doing this. But hopefully you can still hear my voice. Oh, this could really be streamlined. Okay. Now that's fixed. Yeah, so as I was saying, resuming this save file, which I don't think I've played in about a year, probably less than a year. Hasn't been a full year, probably. And I was right near the end of the game, but I wanted to fill out the entire chart of Digimon. I forgot what they call it, the encyclopedia or whatever. And so that's what I was doing. And at some point, that became kind of a grind. I mean, it was always a grind. But at some point, I got kind of tired of that. And then I never picked it up again. I really kept meaning to for quite a while. So I figured this was a good opportunity to do that now. The reason, if you were expecting a stream with Ashley, and Ashley's save file, which she recently started and been doing on the stream, she's away at a hockey tournament this weekend. She's actually in the chat now, talking with some of you who are listening live. But she's away. She's not here with me. She's remote and in the chat instead of... I guess I'm probably... nah. But I was gonna say, could I try and get her on Skype and then work out that way? That would not work, and that's why we stopped trying to have Asher and Andrew. So now I do the weird thing where I try and listen to myself. Okay, my audio sounds okay, I think. It's really bizarre to hear yourself talking a couple seconds delayed. Yeah, so Ashley's gonna keep up her stream when she comes back. I think, I forget her schedule. I think a couple more weeks of not being available for the weekly Friday time. But I'm trying out this. Maybe if I have fun, if we all have fun resuming this, I'll keep doing it. And, fill out the full chart of Digimon and then get to the end of the game. So, is it the field guide? I've mostly forgotten so much about this game, aside from watching Ashley play recently. Okay, so this is a frustrating one that I've been missing for quite a while. I don't know how I somehow missed a baby Digimon. And unfortunately that's like the one thing you can't backfill. Like all the other forms, you can go up and down the evolution tree, but I'm pretty sure you can't go de-digivolve back into a baby that you haven't seen before. For some reason I've never seen this, so I probably need to look that up as much as possible. But at this point I probably should just look up what that is. So yeah. Looks like Zoe's my favorite in the chat mentioned that it's Poyamon, I think. Oh no, not Poyamon, because I have Poyamon here. Actually, that's the Redmon, which I think is Tannimon? I think that's the thing. So I probably should look up where that's found. So I guess I have most of it filled out. And it's really called the field guide. So is this grayed out? Okay, that's grayed out. That's grayed out. Anyway, and I still have a lot of the megas uncharted territory. Okay, it's Punimon, not Tanimon. Fine. But Punimon, not Puny. Yeah, so trying to remember what I have been doing here. Okay, so I think my general strategy has been I got a bunch of Tactician USBs through, I think I use what's pretty much a cheat of getting them, develop them in the farm, and then right before the development finishes, keep restarting the game until you get the one you want. I think that's how I got 9 of these guys. So that, I think, I forgot that. I think that means I get like 1,000% experience from each battle. So that's cool. But it looks like one thing I recently started before I stopped was putting the intent of what I wanted to digivolve them into in the customized name. Problem is, some of them are pretty clear, I think. Yeah, like this one's pretty clear. I definitely wanted this one to go to digivolve into the thing that requires the Great Challenge number 9. Because it says Imperial, then greater than, like an arrow, GC9. Oh, but some of them, I don't know what this terminology I made up means. Okay. I'm pretty sure what I meant by having a less than sign and then a greater than sign was going back and forth to build up ABI. I think that's what I meant there. So what this means for Justimon is I basically want to level him, then have him go back and forth from Ultimate to Mega till he gets his ABI up. But that doesn't explain what I want him to eventually be. Oh, you know what it is? I went with Justimon. I'm pretty sure I wanted to get his cam to 9 to 100 by having him fight in battle. And since I had him fight in battle, I may as well be training him. I think then I wanted to get him into the burst mode. Justimon. No, Justimon does not have burst mode. He's not from Sabers. What am I talking about? Justimon does not have burst mode. Maybe I wanted to bring him back down to something else that then does have a burst mode. Digimon Gamer in the chat mentioned that Platinum Sukumon give more experience. I am pretty sure, I mean, I stand to be corrected about this, but I'm pretty sure the Tactician USBs serve the exact same purpose as the Platinum Sukumon. So, in having 9 Tactician USBs equipped, I mean, I could also have 1 to 3 Platinum Sukumon in my party, but I already have 9 of them. And it's, you know, by having no Platinum Sukumons and 9 of them equipped, I can train 3 Digimon instead of the, 0 to 2 that I have a Platinum Sukumon in there. Yeah, so in case it's not clear, Platinum, oh god, I hit the wrong button. Platinum Sukumon doubles XP, but that is the same effect as these Tactician USBs. It's always my favorite asks in the chat, what is CAM? Yes, so CAM is, let me go to the, I think it stands for camaraderie, actually. And it's supposed to represent how close you are to Digimon. That's not what I want. Why isn't it listed here? Why would I? This is the only way to get info about them, right? And I can go here, right. Okay, so CAM, it's a % out of 100, and it goes up by 1 for every battle you fight with the Digimon. I am not sure how that qualifies, if you swap them in and out, if you have to finish with them, or if there's in the battle at all. Not sure about that. And you need it to, I think basically the Digivolutions that require it tend to be the more anime canonical ones, especially like main characters. So like this Mirage Galgamon is a mega form from Sabers, and I'm pretty sure his Digivolution, I guess I can look here without even going there. Pretty sure his Digivolution requires, it's so hard to remember how to navigate this interface. The interface is not intuitive. I remember there is a way to see the evolution chart. Oh no, I guess it's in the field guide. I think. It's probably not worth my time if I just go to the Digivolution menu. Mirage Galgamon. Yeah, so to get into the burst mode, one of the requirements is cam is 100%, which is a pretty daunting task because it means you have to fight 100 battles with them. There are food and items you can give them to increase that. Yeah, but I mean, I've been using this. I'm using Mirage Galgamon in my party for a while, so I think it's pretty. I didn't have trouble getting it to 100, but yeah. So okay. So I'm trying to remember why I had this Justimon go back and forth. If it can't go into anything after Justimon, so why did I care about making it go back and forth? That's a mystery I'll never be able to solve. Gaiomon, I also listed as going back and forth, but it also can't go anywhere else after this. I guess it's to build up their cam. That's the only thing I can think of, since there are a bunch of things that require high cam. Oh no, you know what? No, that's silly. It's not to build up the cam, it's to build up the ABI, right? Because the number of things that require 100% cam are actually pretty low. Like I said, there tend to be the anime canonical things, the like main character Digimon in the anime. Whereas ABI, basically 90% of the megas require a really high ABI, is what I recall. This guy is a Black Agumon labeled Bancho, so I guess I was bringing it back and forth between Bancho Leomon until it could then evolve from Bancho Leomon to something. So I need to level this up more. So my favorite mentions that like mine and Ashley's gameplay style is so different, and it's so true, especially if you've watched her streams recently. I mean, she's starting from the beginning, and this is like my kind of like I've turtled into the game, gone as far in depth as possible, and I don't know. I mean, this aspect of the game, the Digivolution and exploring the Digivolution chart, is really what I thought was amazing about this game. It's not. I mean, the game itself, I don't think is that amazing. It's like a pretty rough RPG. So if you're comparing it to things like Persona, which people do all the time, Persona, from what I understand, is like an extremely polished game. This is a super rough game, and most of the pleasure comes from just like seeing your Digimon around. But exploring this Digivolution chart and the ABI mechanic, which most people hate, that you have to like, oh, I can't Digivolve this because the ABI is too low. I need to keep going back and forth. Oh, that's what I love. I like that it forces you to explore. And anyway, these great challenges people aren't aware are these really tough missions you need to complete. And so, mix into this, I'm going to have to go and do some of those great challenges. In the chat, DigiGod asked if we were a Digimon channel, and Ashley answered, that we're 100% Digimon. I mean, this, for people who might be watching, listening, whatever, and not be aware, we are primarily a Digimon podcast. We cover the Digimon anime. 99% of what we cover is the Digimon anime. That's basically what we, the four of us, so me, Ashley's in the chat, my girlfriend, and our friends on the East Coast, Asher and Andrew, who are brothers. Our primary interest is the anime. Andrew is very interested in a bunch of stuff that's not the Digimon anime, like the games and stuff that the three of us are not so into. But anyway, we focus on the anime in the podcast, and recently we've been trying to do some more streaming. And I think Cyber Sleuth is really the only game that Ashley and I have been really into from Digimon. I played the Digimon World DS, but didn't really get very far. No, I mean, I beat it. It didn't really stick with me too much. It was actually the first birthday present that Ashley gave me. Which is a fun story. Okay. I think what I need to do... This Justimon seems like a really high level. It seems like it probably gets diminishing returns being that high of a level for Digivolving. Because start to... But I think I should just go into battle, see what kind of... where I'm stacking, and then... So this is the near the end of the game, and I think when I remember reading at the time is a pretty good grinding spot. Hello, Salty in the chat. I don't know what kind of a greeting ... is, but hi. And thanks to Digigod for stumbling on our channel. Hope you like the podcast. Podcast is really what our main focus and we pour a lot of time into. And yeah, we're in the middle of... I'm in the middle of editing... How do I play this game? Oh, I forgot I had to play the game. What is my team balance? I think the hardest part of this grinding is balancing the team that I want to get experience with a team that can actually beat these Mega Level Digimon. And it probably would be a lot easier if I went to a place that had... It would be a lot easier to beat things if I went to a place that had less strong Digimon, but then I wouldn't get as much experience. Anyway. What was I talking about for? Whoa, what the... Why is Weekly Manga Recap here? Get out of here! Get out of here, guys! This isn't manga. This isn't manga. What was I... Oh my god, I need Ashley here to remind me what I'm talking about. Let me look through this chat too. What's it? Oh, right. The episode we're editing now is episode 404, which is about... Oh, now I'm totally blanking. The Cherubimon arc of Digimon Frontier, where they finally get to the Rose Morning Star and defeat Cherubimon. Spoiler alert, they defeat Cherubimon. I guess the fact that they defeat him that early on is kind of a spoiler, because up until that point, it could be he's an endgame boss. Okay, so Justimon's level 76 level 76 and gaining 3 levels per battle. Okay, that's still kind of worth it. It's starting to get diminishing returns. So that guy just got 37 levels, so that's cool. 35 levels. Okay, good. Weekly Manga Recap. Cried. Good, that's my goal. In case people don't know who Weekly Manga Recap is, they are a podcast that talks about manga weekly, and they recap it. That's all I'm going to say. No, they're really cool manga podcast. I've guested on there twice, once recently. I can't remember when the first one was. Feels like it was recently. It was probably several months ago. Anyway, they stream live on Wednesdays usually, but we're streaming earlier today. And I was listening to them while I was at work, and I was like, I need to go so I can do this stream. So I missed the second half of their episode. Yeah, manga's cool. People who don't know, I work at a manga company, so my life is manga. So the real challenge is, can I talk about things while on basically autocomplete doing the type matchups? I don't know. Probably not. Because I think I probably just wasted an attack. Anyway, Digigod asks what my favorite season is. I really wish I had a Digimon that had a AoE, or just like attack all the enemies at once. Favorite season. I don't know. I mean, I think before we started rewatching them for the podcast, I like would have without hesitation said Tamers. After having finished it on the podcast, I don't think Tamers stands out as starkly as I thought it did before. I thought it was basically like, no question. Like, of course, Tamers. Like, there's no doubt. And I think Tamers is the most approachable for a new Digimon fan, or approachable for someone who is an adult now and is like wants something that has some meat on its bones. I don't know if that doesn't necessarily make it my favorite. It doesn't mean it gives me the most joy necessarily, but in some respects, you know, like, what do I feel the least ashamed about liking as an adult? Tamers is high on the list, but yeah, I think the thing is, so the ones that we've watched the podcast are Adventure 02, Tamers, Frontier, Middle, Frontier. Actually, no, we've actually finished rewatching Frontier. We haven't released all the episodes yet, but we have finished rewatching. And the thing is, I really liked Sabers, but it's been 9 years since I watched it, so I'm pretty worried that I'm not going to like it as much as I initially did. So I'm really hesitant to put it that high up. But in terms of like fondness, it might be Sabers. I feel weird saying that because it's not really something, a conclusion I've reached before. But Sabers is basically what got me back into Digimon. I was in high school and was basically like, Digimon, I'm too cool for Digimon, this is silly. The show is for kids. I liked it as a 6th grader, but I've grown past that as an 11th grader. This thing is silly. People who like it genuinely without irony are silly and should be made fun of. And Sabers I'd heard about, and the fact that it was more like... the fact that it was targeting an older audience, more like a standard shonen anime, I found really appealing from that angle, because it meant there was less to be ashamed of, basically, which is a silly thing in retrospect, considering how much older I am now, and still... And it's funny, because I remember, even when I was getting back into Digimon in 11th grade, I would still make fun of the people who I thought were super earnestly into it. So how do I get rid of this thing? Am I even sprited? I don't even know any of these guys, but I probably have infinite money, so whatever. And so Sabers was basically at the point where I was like, I will never be into Digimon again. It like reactivated all those feelings and brought me down the path to feeling like it was okay to like this stuff again, and that age wasn't as important as a factor as I thought it was. And so it holds a really high place in my heart just for that. So I'm curious when we, go in depth on it on the podcast, if it, how it comes out from that. And I mean, like, just looking at it, not looking at like the events that happen in Sabers, there's a lot that I remember. There's a lot that I liked. It's not just like, oh, my general impression of the season. I can't name any specifics. I can name some specifics, but it's very possible once we get into the specifics on the podcast that I'm like, nope, those are not executed well. No, Cool Surfer points out that I'm using Rio because I'm using Justimon. And people who haven't listened to our Tamers coverage in the podcast, we hated Rio and Tamers, and Justimon by extension. I think I actually kind of recall struggling to find a good vaccine Digimon for this grinding. I think that's why I kind of settled on him. Now, I remember there was a mechanic in this game where I could summon enemies. Ambermoto says that you're never too old for anime. They're working on a senior project about mythology in anime and manga while watching the stream. That's cool. That's really cool. I was okay. For a second, I almost said, I wish I had done a school. Oh no, I just did the wrong matchup. I'm colorblind, guys. I'm sorry. I'm colorblind. Anyway, I wish I was going to say I wish I had done a project on anime, and then I remembered that I recently found a Facebook post that I had made about doing that, and I'm ashamed because it wasn't like it was basically a summary of what anime was for my Japanese class. It was in Japanese, but just like the fact that in my Japanese class in college, I made a video that was like, here's what anime is, here's what manga is. I'm like, oh no, I'm embarrassed. I wish I could find it just so I could be embarrassed to watch it. Yeah. Zoe's my favorite also said, have you found a media source to watch Savers through, sub or dub? Yes, in short. And it's not a good answer because it's not streaming, but it is available in the US at least. On the dub is available on DVD, and we haven't. So the dub being DS Blood, we haven't like completely settled how we're going to cover it. This is really the first season. I mean, Data Squad / Savers is really the first season where it's even a question. If you've heard Ashley and I talk about how we came to the decision to cover the dub of Digimon, like it wasn't even like a question. Like we talked a lot in forming the podcast. I have some of those emails looking through recently, but we talked a lot in forming the podcast. Lots of different ideas and things before we settled on the format. But like, do we cover the dub or sub was like not even a question we ever asked, which is kind of weird in retrospect, considering that's like there are like 20 Digimon podcasts probably, maybe 10, 20. It's possibly 20. I think it's more like 10. But and I still don't think there's any that just covers the dub. Lost in Translation is the closest, covering the dub and sub. I think there's another recent one that started that is doing a very similar format to Lost in Translation. But I don't think there are any that are just covering the sub as its own thing, which I find super bizarre because there are so many fans who that is the Digimon they consider to be the thing they watch. So I'm a little confused. There's definitely more of a demand for that out there in the world. So this is the problem. One of the gameplay mechanics I really loved with this game was the switching. Was the way you could basically have an arsenal that you could swap out depending on the situation. Like in this situation, I'm fighting against 3 viruses, so I can swap out 3 vaccines. It is not good for grinding though, because I'm pretty sure I need to end the battle with my Technician USB holders in order for that to take effect. So, and for all I know, maybe it needs to be equipped when they defeat the enemy or something. No, that's probably not. It's possible the experience you get for defeating, say, Puppetmon, you need to have equipped when you actually defeat Puppetmon. I hope that's not the case. Yeah. So, hi, guys. So many tangents. So the thing is, Data Squad / Savers is the first season that I did not, and I think, wait. I mean, it's the first season that didn't air contiguously in the US, first of all. There was, 1 through 4, Adventure Through Frontier, all year after year. And it's the only one that I have, not the only one. The first one that I did not watch dub. I've not seen the Data Squad dub at all. So for me personally, I'm very much like, I don't know which one to cover. However, Andrew has seen the dub, Asher has seen the dub. I forget if they have seen any of this sub, but they've definitely, I think they primarily think of the dub when they think of Savers. Ashley has seen neither. So, in terms of weighing that, the dub is the one that we have more nostalgic affinity towards. What was my team? Oh, what was my team? Was it this? Who was this? Yeah, so... Wait, what? Oh, I'm stupid. I swapped in Black Rivermon thinking he was Bancho Limon, but he's not. Which I also wasn't using. I'm gonna rewind my stream to see what I was fighting with. because that's the magic of video. Oh, it's Mirage Gaggamon. Okay, I have Mirage Gaggamon. Oh, and Gaiomon. He's just a regular old Gaiomon. It's a cool Gaiomon. So yeah, we're leaning towards dub because of what everyone has. That's just like, I think we're like on the tipping point, and there's more affinity for the dub among us. But I mean, the other big thing is that because we focus on the dub, we've been able to we can focus on just Digimon that has been released legally, and there's no legal way to watch Data Squad subbed or Saber subbed. So that's another tick in favor of Data Squad versus Saber's dub in favor of sub. So at this point it looks like we're leaning towards dub. And I don't know. Considering maybe we should like do a poll to see what the listeners are interested in. Because I figure a lot of people too are like, we focused, another reason we like didn't think about doing sub initially was we figured most people watched it dubbed initially. They might be going back and rewatching things now sub, but I think we thought most people who go back and rewatch a thing they loved in their childhood would be watching it in the original way. But I also figured that with Sabers, there are probably a lot of people like me who the gap between Frontier and Sabers is when they started going to anime for sub things instead of dub things. We don't know, but maybe I'll make a poll for that. I don't know. Even if people really want us to cover the sub version, we might not cover it again because there's no legal way to obtain it, which yeah, sucks. Yeah, sorry, haven't been reading the chat too much. I am easily distractible, so I think I'll bring Justimon back to he started only up by 1 level per battle, which seems bad. It just seems inefficient. Oh my god, our cat was sitting on my legs and my feet are just completely asleep. Whew, what should I bring Justimon to? I forgot how much I like the system of the names, the customized names, showing what... Because it was really hard to keep track of what I wanted each Digimon to be doing in this grinding. And now it's like, okay, he's gone to Cyberdigimon, but I know I'm supposed to bring him back to Justimon. Now this guy... I think I also need to keep in mind, like, make sure I end this Digivolution round with actually having 3 megas to fight with. So I want this guy to go into Omnimon? Wait, what? Oh no, right now I'm just bringing back with the Metal Garurumon. The Metal Garurumon. Needs... It's level 74, okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh, Oh, I guess I should be sorting by generation, because I don't want to get rid of these megas. So this guy I should bring back and forth between. He's currently Grappliomon. I want to bring him back and forth between Grappliomon and Saberliomon. Also, his ABI is already 100, so... I wonder why... Huh. Maybe I was just training... just getting a Digimon to have 100 ABI. Because yeah, there's nothing you can get to from Grappliomon. Or from Saberliomon. Let me explore, see if there's anything to bring him to from Panjimon. There is not. I've explored these before. Blarg. I'm not sure where to bring this guy. But he can basically, he has super high ABI, So let me maybe bring the Marimon. See where we can go from Marimon. Well, I don't think I've really... Oh wait, Blue Marimon's actually grayed out, I think. So let me change this guy's name. There's so many quality of life things. It's a shame this game never, like in the port to PS4 didn't improve on. It's a shame. Like the fact that I want to just change this guy's name and I have to go. Right, it's here. Where do I change this? It's under settings. And I want to bring him to Mamemon? No, Blue Marimon. How do I enter this? Oh, I have a keyboard with me. I can just use that. Oh, come on. Sure, that seems like a thing. That's just indicating I want to bring in Blue Marimon and do something else afterwards. It only now occurs to me that watching someone go through menus is not the most fun. I already apparently have this. Okay, so I wanted to bring him to... Okay, I wanted to get into high ABI because whatever comes after Great Challenge 9 probably require it, and also want to be useful. Okay, so I need to get him to be really strong to do this, and that's Great Challenge 8, not 9. Huh. What are you doing there, Jeff? What are you doing there, Jeff? So, let me rename that. Not that it really matters, but just so it doesn't, you know, confuse me crazy. Oh, so many redundant, like having 3 different ways to like edit the Digimon. Okay. So he is already Boltmon, and that requires Great Challenge 6. Things that require Great Challenge, I assume, are going to be pretty usable. So oh, what is the reason to have high ABI? Let me briefly look this up. Aside from Digivolution requirements, I'm pretty sure it is useful in battle somehow? Because I remember thinking like these ones I want to get to Great Challenge, to these blacked out ones that require Great Challenge, that it was in my benefit to, even if it didn't require, like this one only requires 40 ABI. But I remember thinking, even so, it's going to be really powerful Digimon, I should make its ABI 100. But why did I think that? Oh, right, it has to do with the bonus stats. Right, okay. So in case you aren't familiar with Cyber Sleuth, there are this bonus stats off to the side next, there's like, you know, attack 223 plus 24. And you get them through the farm, and there's basically, you start off with an allocation of 50 bonus stats that you get, and then you also get half of the ABI as possible bonus stats. So, yeah. So the problem is it doesn't tell you the total use up, so you have to just do all some math. And also the HP counts as a 10th, so it's not using 30 of the allocation right now, it's using 3. Thing is, I don't care about the competitive aspect of this game, because from what I've heard, mostly from Tamer Toya on Twitter, the competitive aspect of this game is not fun at all, because people you fight against are like way too powerful. and it's not worth it. So I don't think I really care about that you know, extreme stats min-maxing. So I don't think I really care. Like, if this can get to that, I don't care about raising his ABI any more than that. The thing I think I have in my... So that was Great Challenge 6 that I could bring him to. I think I might already have a Digimon who couldn't get to that could already get to Great Challenge 6. Assume once I open it. He's in the wrong terminal! I don't even know what these things are! Ah, this game is confusing. Move Digimon. Okay. Yep, even more Digimon with names I don't remember what they mean. Why are there two arrows? What do they mean by this? Jeff, past Jeff, what were you doing? Oh my god, what is going on here? I like this one. Wise Pie. Wise Pie. Okay. So I think what I meant by those double arrows is stats are there, just needs to beat the Great Challenge. That's what I meant. Okay. Because, yeah, he meets all the other stats. I don't need to train him anymore. I just need to beat that Great Challenge, and then I unlock that. I think that's what that code means. Yeah, which is also this thing. It says, like, arrow pun is for this, like, DLC Save a Punished Digimon. I don't remember what that's about, but I'm pretty sure I have whatever DLC requires. Oh, so my favorite mentions that, like, I'm recording this, so if I ever get confused in the future, I can go back and listen to me figure it out. So that's true, but also sad. Sorry, I haven't been keeping up with the chat, so I'm gonna just do a brief look over, see if I missed stuff. I'm gonna talk about dub or sub stuff in anime in general. Yeah, okay. I'm caught up. Nothing specific to comment on. I guess just, like, you know, talking about dub or sub, it's weird because I feel like we kind of, in the Digimon community, as Podigious, have a reputation of being rah pro dub, which, I mean, we cover the Digimon dub because it's what we have an affinity towards, because what we watched as kids, and also it's the only legal way to watch the show. And I work in the anime industry, so I really care about supporting things legally, and even more than myself watching legally, I care a lot about making sure that the way that I influence people is to get them to also watch legally. So, yeah. So in terms of, like, yeah, that's... I mean, it's just something I keep grappling with, that, you know, I really wish we could cover Applemon, whatever. But I can't believe I just naturally said Applemon instead of Appmon. Oh god. Appmon is so much... Well, I mean, Appmon also sounds weird. But anyway, but I really don't want to cover Appmon, and I'm not, like, you know, slamming people who watch fan subs. But I grapple with this a lot of, like, whether we should be... I mean, we probably wouldn't, even if we were doing it, we wouldn't be doing it week to week. We'd probably be doing it in, like, bunches, like, you know, every 5th episode, cover the last 5 episodes, or something like that. Or, like, once a month, check in on the last, you know, like, you know, the first of the month, cover the episode that have come out since last month or something. Is probably how we would do it if we could do it. But yeah, I really don't, like, it's a shame because the longer it goes on, the less and less chance it has of Crunchyroll picking it up. And at this point, with, like, it's past halfway point, it seems pretty likely that it's past the point of no return of Crunchyroll being able to pick it up. Or it's past the point where, like, it'd be much more work to pick it up and to have to translate all the back episodes than it would be worth for the weeks of simulcasting remaining. So, I mean, it's possible the series could end and then they could pick it up. You know, it's not like simulcasting is everything. but it was a much it's a much easier thing, I assume, for them to pick up when there isn't a big backlog. So the more backlog there is, the less simulcasting future there is. It just seems less and less likely. And when it was possible, when it seemed like it was possible, because we don't really know it's possible. We don't really know what's going on behind the scenes of like why it is or isn't possible, why it does or doesn't happen. But when it seemed from the outside like it was possible, I didn't want to be supporting fan subs that were encouraging people to watch it and not, because like there's a pent up demand to watch the show, and as soon as people start watching, like for a while there wasn't fan subs of the show, and there was the pent up demand because people couldn't watch it. And they were, they wanted Crunchyroll to license it. They were actively telling Crunchyroll to license it and stuff. And then as soon as fan subs started coming out, there's no more of that pent up demand. Like people stopped asking Crunchyroll. They stopped. It's just like, okay, well now we can watch it. And that's unfortunately like fan subs and scanlations are in some ways a good indicator of popularity of a series, but it's also like a hit against. There's less pent up demand. So there's less incentive for a company to license the series if it seems like the core audience is already being served and there isn't much of an audience inside the core audience. And it seems like Atmon is kind of a series where it might only be interesting to the core audience, so who knows. Anyway. Yeah, dubs versus subs. The point I was trying to get across was that I just, like, Ashley and I both, and we consume a lot of not a lot of anime. We consume a bunch of anime, and we like I don't think we watched dubs ever aside from Digimon. A couple special exceptions, like Ashley's excited to check out the new Escaflowne dub because she's curious how they redubbed it and stuff. But like by and large, the anime we consume is never dubbed, so we're not really dub people. What did I want to do with this guy? Dormon to GC7. Okay. So, okay. So can I get to that? So another factor in the extra stats, sometimes you need to use the extra stats in order to get to the... Like, oh boy, to get to Alphamon, he needs to have a defense of 170. Oh no, he's close, okay. I was looking at the wrong thing. Just need 2 more attack points. So, okay. If I just keep leveling up, he might get there. And into 135. Ooh, the into 135 is that's an extra 25 points. I could reallocate some of his other points. I keep gendering these guys. I just said guys, wow. Gendering them isn't good. What should I do? So I can either keep level. I think I should just keep leveling up a couple more levels and see. Okay, now that's interesting. What is this? I am curious about you. I have no idea what you are. So I will try to, I'm not a signal that's just like, that's a good name for Digimon. Greater than question mark, question mark, question mark. Do. So Salty asked, if most of the English dub gives some awful treatment of the Digimon series, what triggers you guys want to make this podcast? Why not choose another franchise like Pokemon, Monster Rancher? I mean, even though the dub is like, not... Careful with my words. I hesitate to even say not great, because it's like, it's not faithful. It's definitely not faithful. Except for, like... Well, actually, I don't know. I haven't actually seen Data Squad dub. What everyone says it is pretty faithful. But I mean, it has a totally different charm. I mean, I know people who like the wackiness of Digimon dubbed that Digimon original has the original version, Japanese version, watching it subbed has a totally different kind of wackiness. So I don't know. Okay, why? I don't care that much about high ABI requirements, but I guess this guy's useful. So I guess I'll keep bringing back and forth between Gaimon and... Oh no, but I need 3 strong megas, and I guess I need to keep him to the next round. And this guy is Black or Greymon. And I eventually... Oh yeah! Forgot about these DNA evolutions that... Oh god. Actually, I think the other ones didn't require... Most DNA evolutions require CAM 100, but this one requires both of them being CAM 100. I don't think that was a requirement of the other ones. So I definitely need to get his CAM up. Actually, no, I think it did require both of them being CAM 100, but only one of them had an ABI requirement, which makes sense. Yeah, I'll keep training you. But I mean, yeah, to the question of like, I mean, I don't think we're ever in the position of the dub, you know, like ruin Digimon to the point where it's like we should cover other franchises. I mean, the dub is how we experience Digimon, is how it's kind of the Digimon that we loved. And you know, like we would certainly, if we watched the sub version, we don't think we hate it. We'd love different things. But I guess we kind of, we didn't question having that as the main thrust for the podcast because we figured that it's the most accessible version. I mean, it's the only legal way to watch it. So like, and it's yeah, we definitely never would be like, oh, well, Digimon's dub sucks, so let's move on to something else. Although, I mean, Ash really likes Pokemon, but I don't think we really are like as hyper focused on Pokemon. I think Pokemon's harder to be like a... I don't think it fits our like covering things in arcs. You know, like there aren't really quite as like defined arcs in Pokemon. I mean, there are definitely some arcs, but it's not like the whole season is every season is divided into them. And yeah, there's so much of it. So much more than Digimon. Yeah, and as Ember Moto points out, the other franchise you mentioned, the Pokemon and Monster Rancher, have even worse dub treatment than Digimon. Unless that was the point of your question, Zalti, is like, why don't we cover other, or do we consider covering other seasons with other series with bad dubs? I don't know. I don't think we like Digimon because it has a quote-unquote bad / unfaithful dub. But... Yep. I think I'm totally not answering questions satisfactorily because I'm just distracted, but I also feel like I'm not playing the game enough. I'm just want to keep what I'm doing in the game interesting, people. I feel bad that I spent like, 40 minutes playing with menus. If I keep doing this, I think once I'm back in the rhythm, I won't need as much time figuring out stuff. I had to relearn the classification system I was using. In case people watching aren't, totally familiar with Cyber Sleuth, the strategy I'm doing, which is just like, oh my god, whoa, okay. I forgot what it looks like when they gain 35 levels in one thing. But anyway, just using special attacks every turn is generally not like a super advisable strategy because, I mean, you run out of SP pretty quickly, and I don't want to go through these attacks. Okay. Yeah, so, but you actually regain all of your health and SP, basically start from a clean slate anytime you level up, which, if you're playing the game normally, doesn't happen that often. You know, like, you go through, like, a dungeon, you might level up a couple times during the dungeon. So it's like, instead of having to retreat back, you kind of, if you're on the brink of being defeated, you might be able to get a level up there and then not need to retreat, something like that. But if you have 9, or in this case 8, because Black Greymon has fewer slots, if you have 8 Tactician USBs equipped, basically in every battle, gain a level, so it's kind of rendered moot. And I mean, to talk more about Salty's question about like Digimon having a bad dub or quote unquote bad dub or whatever, like, I don't know, I mean, I appreciate the dub, and we make fun of it. Like, I like that we have a level to do. I mean, the ridiculous Dialogue Draft segment is about, you know, like, poking at the things we find the most absurd. But I also, I don't know, I get the sense from a lot of anime fans, not a lot of anime fans, a lot of Digimon fans who hate the dub and love the sub, that I don't think, I mean, I'm probably painting too broad a brush and not giving them enough credit, but I think they take it too seriously, and they, like, I don't know, they don't appreciate the silliness, which, I mean, that might be fair. Like, if I were watching something that wasn't Digimon, I'd probably be similarly frustrated. And, you know, like, I'm probably somehow making some kind of exception because it's something I'm familiar with. Whether you want to call that, you know, like, nostalgia goggles or whatever, or just, like, it fits into a mental model of what should be talked about how. I just realized my team is totally out of balance because I swapped in Black Greymon. Now I have 2 viruses, but I seem to be doing fine, so whatever. So Salty also mentions that, just talking about the Pokemon, whether the Pokemon dub is bad or not, and that they didn't really notice because they first watched Pokemon in English dub and then watching Japanese dub for Black and White version, it doesn't seem very different. Yeah, I don't know specifically about that. I've certainly heard people talk about the, I think they're mainly talking about XY or XY and Z being a pretty different dub, but I don't know. I wonder how much of the cat's voice is picked up on the mic. I wonder if I should, like, pause the stream and feed him in the middle of this. Yeah. Anyway, so to go back to that theme about taking things too seriously, I don't know. I mean, Digimon is fundamentally a silly show. It is, you know, like, not... Especially, like, I mean, things like Adventure that people hold up to a super high standard is, you know, not the best written thing ever. Like, it's not... It has contradictions, it has plot holes, and so I think, like, faulting the dub for introducing extra plot holes or introducing sloppy writing... Sure, it's like a different level of sloppiness, you know, like Mimi mentioning her brother when she doesn't have a brother. That's a totally different level of sloppiness, you know, that's like... You know, the sloppiness that exists in the original version of Adventure is more like, you know, trying to retcon the Dark Masters being in, you know, envisioned from the start. Things like that are a smaller scale than Mimi mentioning her brother who doesn't exist. But it's it just seems like I don't know. I forgot how confusing this game is when you're not paying attention. And I used an I used the recovering thing on the wrong... No, I used it on... Was I even affected with something? Did I just... What am I doing? I'm so lost. I'm so lost. In general, even though I don't really consume anime dubs, I think a lot of the... I mean, I do that because like I mostly watch simulcast now. I'm interested in learning Japanese. I mean, I'm super actively studying Japanese. You know, I've been watching... I try each season to watch an anime or two in Japanese only without subs, and I'm watching Atmon without subs. I mean, partially because that's the only way to watch it legally. You can watch the Japanese raw versions on TV Tokyo's website. And so watching subtitles, you know, like I can try to ignore the subtitles and try to learn words and things like that. So it's still an educational experience for me. But and I think it's mainly because there are simuldubs, but like simulcast comes out first. But I don't like the hate that dubs get from anime fans. I mean, Digimon dubs are a separate category because they are, you know, unfaithful in a lot of ways. But the derision that a lot of anime fans give dubs that are totally faithful, there is a certain... a lot of things are cited are like quality of voice, which that's probably the main thing I want to talk about. And it's definitely true that the anime voice actor industry in Japan is more than in America. I mean, we have great voice actors in America, but there's such a huge industry of it in Japan that just naturally, as great as some of the voice actors are here, as great as many of the voice actors are here, and for the record, I think Digimon had it wasn't a very faithful dub for any of the seasons, but like the voice actors are pretty great. I mean, a bunch of them were pretty great. I saw a Reddit post a while ago. It still bothers me. I mean, it was just a random person, a random comment, but they were complaining about how bad the Digimon dub was because they were citing the quality of the voice actors, and they were saying like, oh, they should have gotten quality voice actors like Naruto. And then I was like, there's so many voice actors in common between the two. Like, anyway, Digimon had pretty good voice actors, but when looking at even faithful dubs, people compare the quality of voice actors, and it's true that most people who claim that the Japanese voices are better and sound better are people who don't understand Japanese. It's definitely true that there are people who understand Japanese who claim that, and I believe them. But the people who don't know Japanese and claim that, I really don't believe that. I think it's that it sounds foreign, and because it sounds foreign, you can't pick up the mistakes. So, I'm not saying there are mistakes, but you have no way of knowing if there are. Whereas in English, you totally know if there are mistakes. So you're just going to find so many more of them. Even like assume there were a similar level of mistakes, assume there were a similar level of mistakes and awkwardness. You would pick them up in the English version that you could understand the English of, and not in the Japanese version where you couldn't understand the nuances. And it's probably not the case. There probably are a bit more mistakes and awkwardness in the English version because the voice acting industry isn't as big of a deal here as it is in Japan. There probably just is better talent in Japan by some margin. But even if there weren't, I don't think the argument that people who don't know Japanese can pick up on it is very compelling. Yeah. I feel like I haven't really been engaged with that, like, people who have that debate in a long time, though. Just the general dub for sub anime. I feel like, you know, most people I talk to in the anime community just always watch sub now, and, you know, dubs exist for a more mainstream audience to pull people in who aren't used to... They're like, if you're, like, super hardcore engaged with anime, you watch subs, but it's kind of a intimidating factor to get people into anime to watch dubs. I don't know. Yeah, everyone points out how in the old Pokemon dub they would replace rice balls with jelly-filled donuts. And mentions that nowadays most companies have realized the fans want more faithful dubs and so don't change much. I mean, I don't know if that's true at Pokemon, because I definitely heard a lot of complaints about the XYZ dub. I don't think it was as egregious as the Rice Balls, but it might be Rice Balls. I think it was like fight scene. It might have been like music. You know, it may not have been explicit change. Like, it might have just been like, oh, they use much more epic music in this fight. That's kind of what I remember. Anyway. Yeah. I realize now, I was like, oh, am I gonna have stuff to talk about? And I've had way too much to talk about so far. But in thinking I wouldn't have anything to talk about, decided like, oh, maybe what I should do is, if there's lulls in the conversation, can I call it a conversation? It's kind of a conversation, is talk about some of the series that I've plugged in the, oh, okay, cool, the media that I've replaced to ramble about them. But I also, I mean, if it's not really relevant if people don't know the series or whatever, or care about the type of content. So, I don't know if that's something people in the chat want to hear. I could break it down into categories and be like, okay, do you want to hear about TV shows, podcasts, games? This is looking at the list of things that I have recommended on the podcast starting with 3 or 6 when I started writing down. I guess general categories are TV, games, podcasts, yeah, and manga. If any of those categories appeals to you, you can mention in the chat, and I'll start talking about it. I have not been checking Digiline because I am too distracted. Can you guys still... The connection is... Oh no, the stream died. The stream died! Internet connection. Stream died. Did the stream actually die? I mean, it was telling me it did. It looks like it's still going okay. I'm confused. Sorry for that diversion. I should go back and do some resolution. Alternatively, if people have questions they want to ask, you know, go ask in the chat. Or any suggestions, I'll just start talking about some of the random, some of my favorite things from this list. Well, I should probably focus on resolution. Because even with this notation, I'm like, why did I keep Gaimon? Or I kept Gaimon because I needed 3 strong megas. That was the main reason for that. It's kind of frustrating because I don't know. Okay, I mean, I definitely have other megas I can swap out now, so. I don't think I have any reason to keep raising the ADI. Where can I explore? Explore Metal Greymon Blue. I don't know if there's anything to... You know, I really could check the field guide to verify this stuff. Because, I mean, okay. Let me look up Metal Greymon Blue. See if there's anything I can do with him. Because you can kind of see in the field guide the bit of the evolution tree that you have. In the ultimates section... think most of my time interacting with this page is being like, okay, I've scrolled all the way down, not there. I scroll off, it's not there. Where is it? Where could it be? Where? Okay, here we go. Okay, so the things you can digivol to. I think I have everything charted. Okay, well I already have a black program on that I'm doing stuff with there. Gaimon has nowhere to go. War Greymon, I have not gone to Omnimon yet. But I assume... Maybe someone else trying to do that. Curbmon Black, nowhere to go. Maybe Tyrannomon I probably haven't explored too much. No, Megadramon. Okay, maybe I can do that for Ulforce Vidramon. Okay. Oh no, this is pretty uncharted. What was I had a metal broom? Metal broom, metal. Here we go, this guy. I want to bring to Tyrannomon. And then from Tyrannomon, go Megadramon. Salty asked if any of, well, me or anyone in the chat watches Kimono Friends. I have not watched Kimono Friends. People who aren't aware of what Kimono Friends is, it's an anime. I have not actually seen any episode of it, but I've heard about it. And it's, from what I understand, an entirely CGI anime that looks terrible and for some reason became like hugely popular in Japan. As I think just like because it was so bad, or because it was like looked so awful, but and it's about people living in a park, like learning about animals, I think. But then it's kind of like there are undertones that are revealed that it's actually like post-apocalyptic wasteland they're living in. It's anyway, it was a big thing last anime season. I've not seen any of it. I guess I should probably watch an episode because like I keep hearing so much about it that. Okay, so I want to get him to Megadramon and then Ulforce. Megadramon, then Ulforce. Ulforce! What I really need to do is better practicing voices. I don't know how this interface could be more confusing. It's gotten dark here since I started recording, so I can't see the keyboard. Oof, no. Megatra. Oh, Ulf. It's like MILF, but Ulf. No, I'm not gonna go down that road. I'll let people leave that to their imagination. Oh, can I actually get to Mirage God? Oh, apparently I've already gotten to Mirage God. Okay, I think there's some stuff I was doing here that I was like, you know, not actually. Oh no, this is so. I really need to remember like what I was doing everywhere, because I think maybe I already had a Mirage Gagamon saved up. No. Because in some level, I don't actually like want this Mirage Galgamon. I mean, let me start by type because I know he's data. I don't seem to have a Mirage Galgamon just lying around. So I guess I was just trying to train this one to have really high ABI. I mean, what is frustrating is that I could basically use Mirage Galgamon as a training point, like a Digimon that I want to get to something else in the evolution tree, train him by going Mirage Galgamon back and forth, since Mirage Galgamon is useful in battle, and then move somewhere else, but then it gets so confused. Okay, anyway, I'm just gonna say Mirage Galgamon, bring you to burst mode, and then I'm done with you. You're done. I'll keep you in my party to just get some levels. Then after that, you're because I think based on that naming, I think I was able to get into burst mode. I was just bringing it back and forth to raise the ABI, but I don't need to max that. I don't need to max that out. It doesn't matter. I may have been doing that actually just as something to have in battle. Like I didn't. Maybe that was that I just didn't care about him, and I was just trying to because it was useful in battle. Made battle go faster. Made the other 7 in reserve or whatever go faster. But I don't really. I can't keep track of all that. Khalil mentioned they wanted to buy this, but it seems like it's too tedious for their casual us. This is not the game. This, if you're talking about Cyber Sleuth, I am playing this in the most tedious way right now. I don't even know what kind of weird form of playstyle I'm using now. You do not need to play this game anywhere near this way. I could go and beat the game now. I'm just choosing not to basically explore the evolution tree. Okay. So the Black Greymon, I need to beat. Okay. So I just need Great Challenge 7. This Black Greymon I think is he's cooked. He's fully cooked. Tag him as fully cooked. Oh no, what was Trait Challenge 7? I don't think that's right. No, 7, okay. Now, what did this symbol, this triple arrow mean? What did any of this? This is like trying to uncover an ancient civilization. What did Jeff mean by anything? Oh boy. What does the cam? Let me look up what cam does in addition to the evolution. I'm pretty sure it does stuff aside from being a solution requirement. I don't know what it does. Anyway, I don't care. Emermoto asks if I'm trying to do the equivalent of completing the decks in Pokemon. Yes, that is what I'm doing. I'm probably doing it in the most roundabout way though. I have this problem a lot. Like when I was playing Pokemon didn't even get that far in Pokemon Sun and Moon because I was trying to play Pokemon Sun and Moon in Japanese only. I didn't get very far. But in Pokemon Y or X, whichever one I played, I eventually stopped playing because I was just... I basically had like 50 Pokemon I was trying to train. And I would swap, I would basically have them, I'd be okay, they're all level, for example, 15 now. And I have a party of 6 of them. Those 6 will get to level 16. I'm okay, I need to swap in all my level 15 guys. So now they're all, I need to like just keep swapping them in and out so they all get to level 16 before I move on to the next ones. And it meant that I spent so much more time managing them than actually playing the game, which probably sounds familiar at this point. Oh, okay. So what was I doing with this guy? Raising him back and forth to bolt on? But why? Why, Jeff? Why? Why? Was I trying? I had a different one that I was going to do Great Challenge 6, right? Wait, what? This guy says Great Challenge 7. But that's the one I just... This one says Great Challenge 7. What? What? What is going on with this world? Huh? Oh, okay. So I thought there was a one-to-one correlation between Great Challenge and Digimon that was unlocked. But I guess there are some challenges that unlock multiple Digimon, because this one, same thing that Great Challenge 7 unlocks out of the whatever Black Omnimon thing is. Whatever, I assume it's the Black Omnimon. That's racist. It probably is. Okay, that's confusing. Okay, this requires being Cam 100, which Poncholimon is not at all. And I think I already have one that's closer. This is hard to keep track of your track. The problem is I'm trying to unlock all these different evolutions at the same time. If I were focusing on one of them, you know, it wouldn't be that hard. But I'm trying to basically tackle them all at once. I don't think I actually wanted this guy, but it says here that what I want to do is bring him to that, so I guess I need to get this guy's cam out, which means I need to fight with him. Okay, that's good to know. I guess another factor that I had optimized for when I started the save file I started with, and I had kind of forgotten about, is slots. So the 3 I was using when I started the save file just now, which I had left it in, all 3 of them had 3, but this guy only has 1. And he's only ultimate, but some megas only have 1 or 2 as well. I think I have a mega that only has 0. So this guy is not ready yet. Okay, and what am I doing with... Okay, I just need to keep him in to get a couple levels. What am I doing with you? I want to get you to Great Challenge 6. But you are basically ready. So, I don't know. I'm curious to hear, as listeners, viewers, and whatever, what you think about this. I guess I think it's pretty standard to do a live stream for longer than we're doing now, like about 2 hours, which I think we're probably going to do. But in the future, I'm thinking, instead of having like once weekly 2-hour streams, having more frequent, shorter streams. It's like only an hour long, more frequent. Let me know what you think about that. That'll make it more manageable for us, and also the problem is like the longer the stream goes on, the more people join in and stuff, so like the more, you know, windows of opportunity that it might line up with your schedule. So kind of bad about like if they're shorter, then you might just totally miss it, but if it's more regular, then maybe it gives you more chances to join in. Okay, is everyone here accounted for? No. Yeah? No, okay, I already got that. This just needs int 120. Oh my god, it's nowhere close. Okay. Trying to remember how the scheme works. Okay. Okay, what I'll do... Okay. Need to, I'm gonna get rid of some of his HP. I forget what those items are called. These restraint chips? Yeah. Okay, so I have a decent amount of these. I think what these will do is... Starting to move by 20. That got rid of 20. I think it goes down by 25 if I use that. Anyway, so now that means I've used up 1646 points of a total possible 2774. Okay, so that's good. I'll make him an int Rainy, and then move him into the farm. I used to have some kind of system for this. I think like the farms 5 and 6 are training, or 4 and 5 are training. And I have it set to the mode that takes a while, but can doesn't go down. I think that's how I had that set up. The second level develop is generally considered the most lucrative because it gets you kind of the option of getting you these technician USBs. So I kind of hacked that. I already have them all. Don't really need that. Okay, so I have 3 megas, that's fine. See, he's already so close to... Greymon is already so close. Already so close to having the other two totally met. But for some reason I labeled him as wanting to go to this one. Which requires an int 10 more than he already has. Which seems... probably what I should do. But I'm guessing his ABI already used up 44, 55. You know, just need 10. Yeah, I could probably get rid of some of his HP. Sorry, this is like the most boring part of the game. I know I can put him in the thing because he already is brainy, which means he will get brain points for being in there. So I'm going to put him in the farm until he can meet this requirement, and then put him in the bank. Okay. 3. Boomerang. Boomerang is new, I think. I can't tell if Boomerang was actually a new Digivolution or just like the tile is weird. I think I may have just been confused. This guy looks like a total possibility. So I should mark him for that. And then keep him on hand to train. And that looks like, I guess I'll take some more people in. See if anyone in here has completed their requirements. So I want to bring this guy back and forth to Nightmon until it could. That's kind of weird. Okay. I just need. Lucilon fall down mode has more to go? Into 250. It's almost there. Max XP 160. Max SP. That's almost there too. I mean, shit, he's almost ready to go. He's almost ready to pop. I found the Lucimon Digivolution is like super useful. Actually, no, it's not true. I found Lucimon super useful. Lucimon fall down mode, like, oh my god, you're so much worse. You are technically Digivolution, and you're so much worse. Lucimon is, I think, in this game classified as a rookie, and is like so much better than everything else. It's a little crazy. It's Rapidmon. I wanted to go to this thing, so I labeled it 1. May as well do it. I guess I didn't have Mega Garmon until now. Cool. Got a Mega Garmon, guys. Yay. Was that worth it? Was that worth it? Is that useful? I don't like Mega Garmon. Oh, I'm just thinking about how convoluted this is. That to change this guy's name back, I need to move him back into my party. I just move him back into my party, then go to the party menu. Then go to settings, then go over there, then go just to delete the custom name. So I don't think I really care about Megagarmon, so I'll put him in the farm because he's a low level. I think this is the farm I'm using for low levels. This is the one I'm using for specific stat boosters. You're not ready yet. Are you ready yet? Into 120. Oh, crap. These guys are on the same task. It's the same task. Okay. Okay, I think this is redundant because he's already Cybertron's already doing the same task. I think I should just keep him as a Justimon. So that's what that's a vaccine. Do I have a Justimon? Looks like I do not have a Justimon. I should really be keeping him as a Justimon. Especially since this cam is already 100 and Justimon requires 80. So, already pretty well served in that role. What did I just swap with? What did I just swap you with? Oh boy. I think it's this guy. So I'm gonna keep you, Justimon, as yourself. Okay. You know what? I'm just simplify things. The ones that I want to basically just level up, I'm gonna move out of here. This gets confusing things. So that includes you. And you. And this is saying that Hackmon is already ready to go once I beat Great Challenge, which is good to know. But you probably don't need to be in this one then. And this Rosemon back and forth to BM also seems a little... That does not even seem possible. It doesn't have enough cam for that. Oh, I think the camera card is only... Well, the camera card is 100. Oh, but I haven't done that for her at all. That is a wrinkle. I guess that's a project to tackle. Yay, I can type Aroas. Okay. Oh. Okay, okay. Fuck your man. I think this is another one that I just hadn't kept going back. I had them kept going back and forth because I wanted to just power them up. I want to get their cam higher, their ABI higher. But like they're already pretty cool, so I think this one saying they're done. I just shouldn't. I guess okay. One thing I really need to do is consolidate tasks. Like unlocking evolutions is different than like the more tasks. I already have so many tasks with just unlocking all the different evolutions that trying to fold into that. Also keeping track of once it's finished evolving. Making sure it's good and strong. No, I'll just be like, nah, just figure that out later. Just figure it out later. Okay. We are getting close to the, almost been 2 hours. Alright. Might call quit before that because I am super tired. I have not eaten dinner yet. So, that's a thing. This guy also need to get his cam up. What else can I do with these guys? I'll acquire. Okay. Shogun 2. I'm nowhere near that one. Oh boy. I want to go back and forth to get to that thing from here? Huh. That'll be fun. Oh, this was like a good uncharted territory. The Shogun Gekomon area. Because I need another lively thing to replace him. Oh, this guy looks useful. I'm so glad I like labeled all these different things. Oh yeah, I can get to Paimon. Alright. I think that's going to be it for now. I am itching to actually use these guys in battle. Oh yeah, the team actually came out balanced. Oh no, I just remembered the thing I hate about this game. Worse than anything. Oh, my tactician USBs. My tactician USBs. Oh, that's the worst part of this game, is that when you move Digimon to the farm, they often have, there you go, things attached to them. What did I put? I'm gonna put you on this data 3. So I remember to swap them back. Like, it would not be that hard. Just have a rule. Whenever they get sent home, just put the items back. Just put the items back, bruh. I've lost it because I am so sleepy. Not gotten good sleep lately. Now that Ashley is not here for the weekend, I probably will just sleep all weekend. So I guess I'll end this by putting the tactician USBs. And explaining, if you're new to the channel, check out the main Podigious podcast. It's a podcast where we talk about the Digimon anime arc by arc, covering kind of more broadly instead of going into the details of each episode, but talking more broadly about themes, characters, those kind of things, and also more in depth and covering one season at a time. And also check us out on social media. We're Podigious on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook. You can see funny images and GIFs. We in preparation of the episodes we're covering, we post funny reactions to the episodes. They're kind of cool. We also like let you know when new episodes are coming up and stuff, and we have like listener participation in a bunch of different things, and you can be informed of all that if you follow us on social media. Also be informed of new live stream times, and be first to know if we decide to do more regular streams. So thanks everyone for hanging out. This has been fun, and hope to do it again soon. And thanks for putting up with the really kind of boring playstyle I've been doing. Let me know, like in the comments if you like this playstyle, if you were like, oh my god, I figure most people watching streams aren't, carefully watching the video, following action, and are like having it on the background and whatever, so. But if you differ, if you were trying to carefully watch along and you're like, I'm so bored, let me know. We'll see how it goes. We're Ashley and I are both new to streaming, trying to figure out what works, what people like, what people don't like. So I was interested to hear some feedback. So thanks, and thanks for hanging out. See you again soon. Bye. Now, if only I knew how to stop the stream. Bye, and remember, never stop digivolving.